Hey guys, Andres from AA Sports. It is Sunday, April 14th, the next day after the Earthquakes versus Colorado Rapids game at PayPal Park yesterday. I actually went to the game. I tried to film a post-game reaction live from the stadium, but unfortunately, due to the cold and rainy conditions, I decided not to, and I thought it would be better just for audio quality to instead do one here back behind the wall inside. And so yeah, let's talk about this. I will have actually, before we get into it, I do have some videos and highlights from the game, so I will post those on the channel, so do stay tuned for that. And of course, check those videos out, and of course, leave a like and subscribe to help grow the passion project. So let's talk about this game for a second. This was abysmal. This Earthquakes game really was abysmal. And that, like, there wasn't really anything you could do. In terms of grades, William Yarbrough, the goalkeeper, can't really... I'll give him a C grade just because, well, there were 3 goals conceded in this game. He still made some really good saves. There were a couple of moments where he saved goals. It should have been like a 5-0 game in some ways, instead of 3-0. So 2 goals saved, 3 goals conceded. He did commit a penalty that resulted in the first goal, which was a penalty kick. But honestly, this loss, you can't really say was 100% Yarbrough's fault. Now let's go to the defense. The defense was okay. I'll give them like a C grade as well. They had their moments where they were really, really where they were good. They tried to push up and were able to defend the box well, which is why Colorado didn't have more opportunities than they probably could have. But Victor Costa de Brito, number 94, he came in. He made a lot of fouls in the game. Paul Mary, he also got a yellow card. It was a good performance in terms of they were able to defend the box and prevent some other scoring opportunities being produced. But nevertheless, 3 goals scored. It wasn't the best. There were fouls. There were some sloppy mistakes. They could have tried to push up and contribute more, especially I think on the long ball. I would have loved to see the defenders try to make a long ball pass on the left side, which really was an area where they were a weak point for Colorado, and where I think they could have penetrated into the area more and potentially have been able to score for the Quakes. The midfield's bad. The midfield is bad. It is not a rough patch. It's not a rough patch. It's not just, oh, bad, unlucky in this game. It's not injuries. Right now, in what is it? Let me look up the schedule here. In like match day 8, this team it's bad. The midfield is bad. And they were very sloppy. They didn't look like they were communicating well. Just weren't passing the ball well. The midfield got completely outplayed. Colorado was able to dribble past and through their players with ease. And then when the Earthquakes had possession of the ball, the midfielders didn't look like they were communicating well. They weren't trying to do any sort of quick passes or quick give and goes to try to produce something offensively. The midfield was the worst part, and it's been a problem pretty much since the start of the season. And from the looks of it right now, this midfield, again, it's at this point 8 games in, this midfield is It's bad, and it makes it worrying that this will be a long season for the San Jose Earthquakes. The offense, I gotta give them a D grade. If the midfield was an F, then the offense was a D, because they had opportunities, but it like I walked out of that game, and my thought was, take the fucking shot. Just take the shot. The offensive front looked very, very indecisive. There were moments where they could have taken the shot earlier and, or one or two touch, but they didn't do that. And the players looked indecisive, like they didn't trust themselves in that moment to take the shot until a certain point, but by then it was already too late because the Colorado Rapids already moved back and were able to defend that. Then there were shots that were just terrible finishes, a couple that were right in front, basically one-on-one with the keeper, and they shoot it way over. They shoot it either way wide or way over the crossbar. It was really sloppy play from the midfield and the offense in this game. And right now it looks to be very, very worrying. And with the Leagues Cup, I believe their games, if I look at the Earthquakes schedule correctly, their Leagues Cup games will be with Chivas and LA Galaxy. Right now, with the way the team is playing, this is worrying. This is worrying for the Leagues Cup, and I'll say the same thing for even the U.S. Open Cup for the San Jose Earthquakes, because if the Earthquakes were a team in Europe right now, 100% they'd get relegated. With how bad the midfield is playing, they would get relegated. And, 1 win, 7 losses, and then last week blowing a 2-0 lead to Austin, and then now here 3-0. It's worrying if you're an Earthquakes fan. It's worrying if you're the team. It's worrying if you're the coach. It's worrying if you're the player. And right now, with the Leagues Cup coming in the summer, I do think with Chivas and LA Galaxy being in there, I do see them getting knocked out in the group stage. If this is how they play, they're not going to do well in the U.S. Open Cup, where there's only 8 MLS teams and the rest are all reserve teams. So your A team is going to lose to potentially reserve teams if they're playing this atrocious. Then in the Leagues Cup, they're staring a group stage exit. So right now I think there needs to be serious changes in the midfield. The midfield is the weakest part. If they can fix that, they'll be a better team. But right now, it just looks like nothing has changed over these last 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but yeah, wasn't a good look. Nevertheless, though, I still had a fun time with my parents at the game. It was a San Jose State University discount for the tickets. So as you see, I'm a San Jose State student by the hat. And so I was able to get tickets for a lower price, and I was able to bring my parents along too. So I got to thank San Jose State for, providing those opportunities to go to these sporting events for students. And I also got a Earthquakes shirt, as you see on the chair, nice and blue, home colors. So yeah, it wasn't good quality of play on the field for the Earthquakes, but nevertheless, it was still a good atmosphere. It was still a great time. And yeah, now on to the next games for the Earthquakes, which will be against LA Galaxy Sunday, April 21st, and Nashville, April 27th. They will both be away games. Then they return for the Cinco de Mayo weekend game, May 4th, in Levi Stadium. I'll be there, so definitely will film more reactions and highlights there, so definitely stay tuned for that. That's all for me in this one. Tough, but that's how it goes. Sometimes you don't always win. So let's hope that the Earthquakes can make some major rebuilding adjustments. So, yeah, like and subscribe. Help grow the Passion Project. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.